Hello, everyone.
Happy Tuesday.
We got a different background.
We do. I'm like, this looks wildly different.
Very different.
We're up in Maine.
I know. So a few things we've been hearing a lot about, and we thought we would kind of smash them both together because they apply to one another.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to be touching on meal prepping, which is something that a lot of questions have been asked around, and food combining today.
Yeah, I was actually on the phone with somebody this morning who is joining our program and was saying, like, one of my biggest things is, like, I cannot be in a program where I had to spend all day Sunday meal prepping. Like, I can't do it. I'm like, well, we couldn't either, and that's why we created our program. And not that there's anything wrong with that, if that's what works for, most people or anyone, who chooses that route. But for us and for what's in alignment with gut health, you actually don't want to spend your days doing a ton of food prep. That can actually make it harder in terms of digestion, and it's also not where we kind of value time.
Yeah. And so our rule lately
Guideline
of thumb is just keep it simple. A lot of our recipes that we do have in our content are about 5, maybe 6 ingredients or less. Super simple in terms of preparation. Just finding ways to make it super easy for your body to use the fuel that you're giving it instead of, overcomplicating it and making it super complicated for your time as well.
Yeah, and that guideline actually optimizes digestion. So food combining, which is something that is really important when you are looking to optimize digestion. As you know, we don't focus on calories, we don't focus on fats, we don't focus on macros or carbs or any of that. We really focus on the values of food, what they do for you, and what works well together, because some foods don't work well together at all.
Yeah, newsflash. It's something that I think a lot of people are always very curious about, especially when they join our course. Like, when do we get to the food combining? And it's a real thing, right? It's there's a science behind how you combine your foods in order for your body to break it down. So do you want to go into your example?
Oh boy.
Loves this.
I'll do
this example.
Quick overview, but periodic table of elements, right? Think about all of our food has elements in it. If you take H, the letter hydrogen, or symbolizes hydrogen by itself, right, just hydrogen. You mix it with oxygen, you have water, H2O, really cleansing, really purifying. And then when you mix it with sulfur, so H2S, you have hydrosulfuric acid, which is definitely not cleansing or purifying. So all of those combinations were with the same base, H. Now, our foods are the same way. So when we take it and we combine it in one place or combine it in another, it's going to impact if it's more like a water and purifying or more like hydrosulfuric acid and not. So that's really what we focus on, and that actually keeps food prep pretty simple because, like Mooch said, you got to keep your food simple.
Yep. Keep it simple, stupid.
Yeah.
Even though we don't really like that word either. But.
No.
So we hope that you find this helpful.
Yeah.
Any questions? Any curiosities around food combining? For those of you who follow us on Instagram, I'm sure you see all of our Move Approved meals.
Yeah.
That definitely is kind of like an underlying factor of what makes it Move Approved or not. And keep in mind, right, like very much so what we coach, but this is for optimal digestion. It doesn't mean that we're not going to have certain foods together. Like, we love tacos, and some tacos aren't Move Approved, and it's some are, some are not. And so just keep that in mind as you start to ask questions and get curious about it.
I think just one last thing to think about in terms of any plan or routine. When we've talked to women about meal prep, what happens is it feels so overwhelming and daunting that they avoid it, they shut down, those groceries don't get used, or then they just run out and get whatever's convenient. And so by keeping it simple, that's what keeps it sustainable. That's a big thing that we really believe in, and what Move is built on is not making it complicated so that it feels so overwhelming that we don't want to do it. But rather make it empowering and fun and easy to incorporate, and you don't have to eat 18 different things different than your family, and really just simplifying it. So all right.
Enjoy the rest of your Tuesday, guys. Bye.